Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to go through all of my auction winnings here and kind of take a look at what all I have. And I was talking to Mr. Pete yesterday, and he does auctions and makes auction videos, and he told me that the viewers like it whenever we go through the plunder and show all of the winnings that we find there at the auction. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about. So if you're not into seeing tools from auctions, this probably isn't the video for you. And if you are, then stick around. We might see some cool stuff in here. I know I got some good mics and different things that I bid on that are going to be of value around here in the shop. So this is in no way any kind of ego boasting video. I don't want people getting the wrong impression. That's not what any of this is about. This is something that I got to enjoy to do and buy some tools. And you guys know that I make video of the stuff that I do, so this is just me sharing another day in the life of A-Bomb around here in the shop. All right, so got a lot of stuff. We got a whole table over here of like cutting tools, and then most of the inspection and measuring tools and things like that are right here. I got some more mics over there on the K&T that we'll go into, and it's just going to be a complete random order, but we'll try to get through it as quickly as we can and see. We may not show all of it, but let's go get started and see what we got. We'll go ahead and start with this hardness tester. This is the Togoshi Siki Rockwell hardness tester, an item that I've always had my eyes on at different auctions online and things like that. And I was able to get this one right here. This was one of the items that I really wanted to buy, so I bid on this one and got it. And it seems to be in good condition. I have not played with it yet or used it to know if it's in proper working order, but I sure hope that it is. Got a box right here that's got all of the documentation that came with the unit in there. It's got the instruction book in there, and then all of your extra pieces are in here, just like your test blocks. There's 3 of them in here. So it's another item that I look forward to getting set up and having for the shop that we can hopefully use later on. There is a table that this was on, and I haven't grabbed it yet. I'm going to get it when I go back, and hopefully we'll get this set up over here in the shop and just have it ready to go at all times. So here's one of the lots that I was really bidding on that I wanted to get. So these are all go, no-go gauges for both male and female threads, and there's some other things in there too, like this is a standard right here. This is what you would use. This is a ring gauge. This is what you would use to check and use to calibrate a bore mic, which I've got a couple of those in this other lot right here. But go, no-go gauges in all different thread forms and sizes. Should I say sizes, not thread forms. These should all be 60-degree threads, but there could be some oddities in there. So like this is a 3/4 10, a go and no-go gauge. And I've got a few of these floating around the shop, but I definitely don't have an assortment like this. So I've always wanted to have some things like this to be able to actually check thread fits with, and now we got them. I don't know what all sizes are in here. Looking to see what size that is. I don't see it, but I'm not going to waste time on that. But you can see there's a lot of them in here. A lot of these for fitting, male threads. So just a really good buy right there, and I'm really glad that I was able to get these guys right here. So go, no-go gauges. Nice score. So this is a box full of dial bore gauges, but it also includes some mics and some internal tri mics. So I mean, this guy right here, look at this. This is a Tessa 4 to 5 inch tri mic. If you was just to buy one of these guys right here, you're probably looking at $1,000 just for this one right here, and that's just guessing. All right, have no way of knowing if it's still calibrated well. That's what you use like these rings right here for. So you would have these rings in different sizes, and they're stamped on here, or they're engraved on there what the actual size is, and then you would put this in there and check it against these sizing rings. So there's another one right here this guy right here. So this is inch to inch and a half, and you see it actually includes the ring there that you use to calibrate it with, and you can see the different stickers on there where they've actually tested it to calibrate it. So this one is a Fowler Bowers, England. Sounds like it's got some trash, some dirt in there. Hopefully that's going to be a nice one right there. These are all dial bore gauges. Here's another one. Here's a Federal dial bore gauge. And it's not all together. These are all the different rods and accessories that go with these dial bore gauges right there. This is a Brown & Sharp 0 to 1 micrometer. This looks like a cheapie. And then there's a full set. I think these are probably imported. Yeah, these are made in China right here. But they were with the set of mics. And then this is one of those uni mics right here. It's a Micrometer. Anvil mic, I think they call them uni mics as well. So you'd have different pieces that go in here, like a rod or something that you use. You can use it as a depth mic, or measure a wall thickness, or measure to a shoulder, things like that with this kind of mic right here. All right, so there's that box. So these are all going to be gauge block sets, and we'll just start with these right here. These are round gauge blocks. A couple sets of angle blocks. Those need to be cleaned up well. There's a Micrometer gauge block set, just a smaller one, just in more common standard stack-up sizes right there. Master set, do not remove from inspection room. All right. Another set of gauge blocks right there. That must be the grease that they want you to use on it. Reference temperature, 20 Celsius. Accuracy, plus minus 50 millionths. All right, this is a cool set. This is another one that I really liked. So these are different degrees. There's like a 30-degree block right there. So good for angular setups and inspection work. These appear to be probably an import. I don't think that they're like a name brand. It's just an import brand. All right, good set of blocks to have. All right, and here's another big set of gauge blocks right here. These are a Micrometer gauge block set, and these are some of the long ones, some of the big boys right here. Look at that, metric, 500 millimeter. Oh, you metric guys are loving this, aren't you? 400 millimeter. So we probably got 3, 250, 200, 125, 150, and 175. Pretty cool. So this lot of stuff came from the inspection room, and there's 2 sets of steel balls. I need to go through these and sort them and put them back in their proper resting position. And I don't know if it's the same size or not, but it appears to be 2 of them. 2 sets of the steel balls for gauging. All right, and then we've got 2 of these sets right here. I really liked these because I don't have any that go down this small, but and I wasn't looking to get 2 sets, but these are all together. So you got them that start at 60 thousandths and go all the way down to 11 thousandths in diameter. So don't know if I'll ever need them that small, but it's going to be nice to go with the collection there. I've already got a set of gauge pins from a 16th up to 1 inch. This is another set of the little tiny ones, same size, 60 to 11. So that's an extra set right there. And then these are just some random pins that were in the box. These are some more gauge pins in there, some steel balls, and then some test indicators that have not been well taken care of. They still work, they're just very dirty. That's a Tech Lock. And then that one's a Fowler. These are both Fowlers right there. They still work. They're just really dirty. They need to be serviced. Peacock indicator that's not working. All right, so there's that lot there. This lot consisted of this Micrometer 36-inch height gauge. This is a digital height gauge. And then this is a 12-inch vernier scale Micrometer height gauge. And I really was going after this guy right here, having a nice tall. It's bigger than what I needed, but I wanted something that was at least like 24 inches. So this one, it needs one of the batteries removed out of there. It's kind of stuck in the hole, so I got to pull that out. And I'm hoping that that thing is going to work. So I was taking a gamble on this one right here. But we'll get it cleaned up and put some batteries in it and try it out. I'm going to pan the camera so that you can see it. Pretty tall. So nice tool. Excited to have that one, and I sure hope that it works. These guys right here, these are some of those tools that I was really hoping to be able to bid and win on, which I did. I paid a little more than what I was hoping that I was going to be able to pay for them, because there was a couple guys there that wanted them too. So these are some high valued items, and these are very expensive to buy new. I remember seeing one of these in a catalog before. It was like $1,500 just for one. But they're considered low profile chucks that you would use like in a milling machine or any, a machining center or something like that. They're great for milling machines because they're thinner than a standard scroll chuck. Okay, they're a lot thinner, so you're not losing so much of your Z height there in the machine. So you just clamp them in your T slot. Use a couple hold downs. Here's a chuck key, and you can kind of see this one moving here. Got the tongue and groove jaw, so you can flip it around. And that's the 6-inch, and then this is a 10-inch version of the same exact thing. There's been a lot of times that I was really wanting to have one of these for some of the work I was doing, and now I've got them. So I'm going to be holding on to these, and these will be good, valuable tools to use. Now, this one was part of the lot as well, but it's not exactly the same thing. Okay, so they took a 2-jaw scroll chuck and machined this adapter plate and bolted it together. So they had this fixtured onto something. That's why that boss is on there. But this was something that shop made for themselves. And I really don't have any interest in this guy right here. It was just part of the lot. So I'm going to be looking to move this one out right there. Good chuck though. It's a Bison, Polish made. It is missing the jaws, but they made all their own custom soft jaws at that shop. So this would be something right here that I would like to get out of here. So this was part of the set of the V-block lot. There's actually some more, a bunch of smaller ones, but I ended up putting it in another box when I was loading them up. So you've got 2 pairs of them this size. It looks to be like a 6-inch V-block right here. No, I'm sorry, 8-inch. So 8-inch wide V-blocks. And there's a couple of, these are, says Phase 2 brand, precision ground V-blocks right there with a clamp. And these blocks were with another lot, the letter stamps that I got. And I just had kind of set them up here. And you got 1 pair of these larger V-blocks right here. These I believe are 12-inch, 12 by 6. 12 by 7, and they have the tap holes in the top there like I had done to the ones that I used at Motion, and it had a clamp bar on it so that you can lay things in here and just put you a piece of tubing across it to hold it down. So nice set of V-blocks here. These are made in India. That first lot that you saw me bid on in the past video, this was that first lot. It was a box full of mics, and most all of them are thread mics. There was another box right here that had a couple of indicators in it that I thought I would show. This is a Micrometer. This one's broken. And then there's a whole box of these guys right here that say air bearings. Just a whole box of them. That was just, it was thrown in there as well. So let's take a look at these mics. There's a bunch of them that are Starrett. So the thread micrometer for 7 to 9 thread pitch right there. Oh, check that out. I didn't even know that one was in there. 0 to 1 outside mic, the box says. But this is one of those internal bore gauges right there. a nice looking indicator, MSC. All right, there's another tri-mic, internal tri-mic. This is the SPI brand, and it's good for 0.5 to 0.65 inches. All right, so here's another Starrett thread mic, and this one is good to 14 to 18 thread pitch. There's another Starrett thread mic, and this one's good to 20 to 24 thread pitch. There's another Starrett, 10 to 13 thread pitch. So this is why I bid on this lot, because it's a full set of thread mics. I don't remember what this is. This is an inside micrometer, but it's missing some of the components. So all we have is the parts for an inside mic, an old Starrett inside mic. And here's a Micrometer. This is a flange mic. See, it's got the disc there on the end. I haven't wiped it off or cleaned it, but looks like it's a good mic there. It goes right back to the zero like it should. I don't have one of those, so that's cool. All right, and then we have one more thread mic. This is another Starrett. You can see it's got the old box. So this one would be for 1 to 2 inch range, and it is good for a 14 to 20 pitch thread right there. These are the other ones that were in that box. There's another Starrett, 1 to 2 inch range, and this one is for 8 to 13. This is going to be a Micrometer set. Look at that. Some internal tri-mics. And it's got the digital counter on it. That's cool. So this range right here, where is the range at? Okay, there it is. So this is for 0.425 to 0.5. So you've only got 75 thousandths of movement in that guy right there. And then this one, 0.275 to 0.35. And this one is 0.35 to 0.425. So nice set of internal mics right there, internal tri-mics, and it does have 2 of the setting rings right there, so you can use these to check the mic to make sure that it's on size and calibrated right. All right, so this is a made in China blade micrometer. I don't have one in that size, so 2 to 3 inches. It's got the digital counter on there. Another set of plug gauges right there. These are going to be your El Cheapo import, the MHC brand. That's from MSC. So 0.061 to 0.250. All right, we're on to some more measuring tools. So this was a lot right here that we won for as Mike said out there, cheap money. It was nothing. So this is a 6 to 12 inch interchangeable mic. This is a Brown & Sharp, and even though it's a little rusty, I still think it's a good mic and could be cleaned up, and somebody could put this thing to use right there. All right, so we got that one, and part of that lot was also this Starrett. This is a 17 to 18 inch mic, and it's in good shape. It works fine. Got the friction thimble on it, and it's been around a while. It's kind of a vintage mic, but you know, that was cheap money right there for those 2. And these right here, you know, I would sell these to somebody that would want this stuff right here. All right, so this was the other lot. This was the vernier calipers, and what I was really after was these Micrometer. These are 40 inch calipers. Yeah, they go to 40 inch, and what I was really liking about them is these big deep jaws right there. There is times where these long reach jaws are very handy to get into a measurement, so I went for those. They're in really good shape. I just need to wipe them down. Also in the lot was this vernier right here, and this one goes to 28 inches. and this one is Italian, made in Switzerland. And I already give it a little wipe down, and it's smooth as silk. Very nice vernier caliper right there. I can tell that this was one that they probably used a lot out in the shop, you know, general everyday use. It was last calibrated in looks like 2013. So this is the big boy mic. This is from 20 to 24 inch range, and it is a SPI brand. Make sure it doesn't break going off there. So I actually didn't win this lot here in the auction. The guy that bid on this thought he was bidding on another mic, and didn't realize that it was this one. And so after the auction, he had asked me, he goes, "Hey, were you interested in that big mic?" And I said, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind owning that." So he gave me a heck of a deal on this, charged me way less than what he actually bought it for. So it's very lightweight, so I think it's like cast aluminum on the frame there. And they have these rubber isolators there that you can use whenever you're handling it. And I'll show you the business end of it right there. So it seems to be a nice mic. Let's see if it'll fit in there that way. Yeah, we can put it in there that way. I need to take the tag out. So there's your interchangeable anvils that go with it. Okay, and the book and everything. So actually, yeah, you can close that up right there. You got a couple of standards there. Pretty outdated. It says 09, due 09. So these were done and calibrated in 08, but still good. This is all just stuff mixed in from other lots, but this is the rest of the V blocks that came with all of the big V blocks that I already showed earlier. These were all part of that stash right there. All right, so got a total of 3 pairs of the small V blocks, so that's cool. All right, and then this is these were all part of that. There was three lots there that had a bunch of hold down hardware, and there was some things in there that I was really kind of shooting for, and I've never used any of these like this style, some kind of gooseneck style of clamp. But there was a bunch of the lower profile style clamps, such as this guy right here, that you can use on your mill tables. Bolt it down here, and then you tighten down this bolt, and it wedges in on the side of your workpiece. So really good for thin materials, or if you got plate steel or something like that on there. So it's just a bunch of the parts. You know how the auctions, they take all that tooling and just throw it all together in a bin. No rhyme or reason to it, but see, this is just all hold down hardware. This is some of the style that I'm talking about right there. These are handy to have. I didn't have any, so there's a bunch of these like this. So you can clamp this right down straight to your mill table or whatever machinery, and then you come in there with an Allen wrench and wedge this against your workpiece. So good for clearances. All right, this is a lot that had quite a few live centers in there, and there was a couple that I was shooting for in this lot, and that's mainly this guy right here. So this is a Royal brand, Royal products, made up in New York, and these are expensive centers right here. This is probably about $1,000 if you bought this from brand new. All right, there's another one that's just like it, of the same style, and this is a Wrighton brand, which is also a very high quality, made in USA center as well. Unfortunately, the end of that one is a little bit burned up, but you still got a good center there that you can use. But I really was wanting this one right here, so I was happy that I could get that. There's several drill chucks in there, and what I like about these is that they're the Jacob Super Chucks, which is my personal favorite. This is an 11 in. This one's probably a 14 or a 16 in. Yeah, so this is a 16. There's a couple dead centers in there. This is another dead center right there. And just lots of centers in here. Here's a nice bull nose center. Some more drill chucks. Some older centers right there. Those look like some of the centers that come on a factory lathe. This one is locked up. It's a Skoda, so no good. And there you go. Centers and drill chucks. Letter and number stamps. So another one that just went for nothing. And then right next to it was these 3 adjustable V blocks. I thought was pretty cool. I've never seen these before. I'm not actually sure of the exact application unless you're just needing to use these on a machine to adjust maybe a shaft or something to a certain, you know, getting it trammed in on a machine. That's about the only thing that I could think that you use it for. But a bunch of letter, number stamps. There's a deburr tool. There's a Empire level. So yeah, there you go. We're gonna move you over here to the big table where everything else is at, and we'll just try to skim through it and see what's here. This is a bunch of boring bars right here. There was a couple that looked pretty nice in this lot, and that's why I went for it. You've got a really nice snap tap threading bar right here, 1.25 inches or 1.5 inch shank there. This one, good for getting in there doing inside grooves. And this one's pretty cool because you can actually reach into a bore and get on a face. That's how that's configured. Get in there and do a back face on something. All right, and there's another nice bore. If you got to get in there and do some relieving with that. So there's several different configurations of bore, and there's a couple more for grooves. Getting in there doing some internal grooving. Look at this big old monster bore bar right here, man. That is a big boy. Somebody's turned it to fit into a holder. This is a brand new Jacobs chuck right here. I believe it was it's a 16N Jacobs Super Chuck, brand new, never been used. And then there's this little guy right here too. This is an 8.5N. Another Super Chuck. I love the Super Chucks. They just are easier to tighten, and they seem to have better holding pressure than the other style of chucks that they make. So some indexable tooling right there, an old boring head, some more boring bars. There's the old boring head. Not really my style that I like. It does have the R8 shank. You can use it in your Bridgeport. There's some boring bars for a boring head right there, so these kind of go with that, or a Criterion. There's a big live center. That's an Inco brand. Oh look, the whole thing moves. The 6 Morse taper. It's the big stuff. That's what I had run on the American pacemaker at work. That one's locked up. So dead centers. Here's a nice drill chuck right here. It's another 16. It's an 18N. I'm sorry. And I say it's nice. It's locked up. So maybe it's not good. Bunch of drill chucks, some more centers. You know, I believe these two right here, I mean, they went for nothing. So I just raised my hand because nobody was bidding on them, and I got them. So maybe we can repurpose some of this stuff and resell some of it. That's a good 16N there.